A cord wrapped so tightly around a dog's neck, the pup's throat is seriously hurt. Tonight, Poncho, the dog's recovering from extensive surgery after the traumatic injury.
Now, DeKalb County Animal Service employees now wondering who could have done such an awful thing to a defenseless animal. Fox 5's Natalie Foltz spoke with people caring for Poncho and joins us live tonight from DeKalb County Animal Services.
Good evening to you both. Medical personnel at the DeKalb County Animal Services shelter tell me that because Poncho was a stray dog, they haven't been able to figure out who is responsible for tying this cord around his neck so tight that it slit his trachea.
I've never seen anything quite like that.
If you're looking for a Christmas miracle, you don't have to look far.
Such a good boy.
This is Poncho. He may look okay now, but this little buddy has been through a lot in recent weeks.
He came in here with a collar so tight it was cutting into his trachea, and you know, trouble breathing, and just the fact that he was still eating and drinking is pretty amazing.
Shelter veterinarian Catherine Haynes says this is the band that someone wrapped around Poncho's neck. Haynes says Poncho's injuries were so extensive the band must have been that way for months.
Basically a big hole in his neck that went right down into his lungs, so a lot of the barriers that are in place for infection and things getting into his airway were not working.
Haynes says she's been a veterinarian for a long time and has never seen anything so disturbing.
I've seen rubber bands around legs and tails, and if it's tight and it's cutting off blood supply, it will often cost them the leg or the tail. But this was a first for me of a wound into the trachea from that.
Poncho underwent emergency surgery last week to put back together what was left of his trachea. Haynes says although Poncho may never bark again, he will have a second chance at life.
His voice is kind of the least of my concerns at this point. If he's got an ability to breathe and function normally, that's much more important to me.